Weather portion of Ag Week now, and there are signs of spring, although sometimes some of the coldest weather of the year comes in early March. Winter cannot beat the March sunshine, and so we do have an end to the frigid weather in sight, albeit not right now. Very cold weather, northern plains, upper Midwest this weekend. But this should be it. Weather should gradually begin warming up the next couple of weeks. Unfortunately, the warm-up will be coming with some snow chances, but throughout the wet period that often comes in March, there will be the beginnings of the thaw. We'll get into the freeze-thaw cycle here during this period. Of course, the cold weather of the last 6 weeks, northern plains has been brought by this flow that goes up to the pole and then drops polar weather southward. We've been getting air that's been blowing across Greenland and Hudson Bay down into our region, and one last little push of it this weekend is keeping us well frozen in the northern plains. But that's going to go in retreat. This cross-polar flow will shift west and weaken a bit so that our overall pattern, while not exactly warm this coming week, will certainly be less cold. And as we get into next week, which becomes basically almost to the middle of March now, March 10th through 16th, there will likely be some days that at least thaw a little bit. Northern plains, upper Midwest, down in Nebraska and Kansas should get fairly mild. This week's precip pattern, there will be some snows coming out through the upper Midwest. Can't say exactly where they'll be. Heaviest snow probably south of North Dakota. Rains confined to the central part of the country and the west. Moving ahead to the second week of the forecast, precipitation-wise, I do fear that storm track coming a little bit further north and a few shots of rain across the south, but at least the weather will be beginning to turn around in terms of temperature. Even if we're still adding a little bit of snow to the pack, we'll start to melt it a little bit by the middle of the month of March.